Welcome back to DreamHack Open, ladies and gentlemen. This is DreamHack Stockholm, and we got a sick match ahead of us for frickin' sure. Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map, playing for Team Liquid and rocking that blue. It's gonna be the Terran player Bunny.
Never writes as the red Zerg. It's Liquid Snute.
And I guess he kind of knows. He knows how Snute plays. Safe to say, Snute has been more and more, I'd say, prominent is a good word here to use with his swarm host style. Definitely getting popular amongst not just other Europeans, but even the Koreans trying to adapt it. And no one, I don't know what it is, no one can do it as well as he does.
Well, the only other player that we really see try it was Scarlet. Like, who else has tried? I can't even recall anyone else.
Namshur actually did it pretty well recently. It wasn't too far off the mark for it.
I'm thinking, like, you said Koreans even trying, and I know that some have, I just can't remember.
I know we said Biel struggled with it in one of those Alima leagues, although...
Was it, Anyways, the point is, like, really the only other obvious example was Scarlet trying to in the last two tournaments that she, you know, the Toronto as well as, Red Bull, and it was just odd how she would do it, you know, like it seemed a little unpracticed. That's pretty much something that everyone agrees on. And it also was usually like when she was behind. Snute doesn't have those same situations. Like, obviously he's very practiced with it, and he's usually like at, you know, where he would be anyways. You know, he's not behind, he's not really ahead, that's just what he's going into. So I feel like eventually we are going to see people finally do it correctly. It's not like something Snute is the only one that can do, but he is, guys, the pioneer.
Yeah, I mean, people talked about like how Big was the one who like put the blog up, but then Snute kind of made it his own.
That
so, I mean,
wasn't the same.
Well, you're bouncing it. Okay, you can't see. She's bouncing on her chariot. I was just like,
because even Pig like admitted that he was talking about Roach Hydra into swarm hosts. Like,
well, my only point of bringing this up though is like it doesn't really matter if anyone like wrote about it or theory crafted it. Snute made it his own. I mean, there's been jokes for a long time on Twitter with the whole swarm host thing, not just in TVZ, but of course starting in the CVP. When we saw that WCS match with like 64 spines and all that stuff. I think okay, Bunny's coming across here, but here's the thing, you know, we're talking a big game about the swarm host style, but the thing is, Bunny probably is the one Terran player who's got it figured out.
Maybe.
I mean, you can beat your head against the wall. We see players like Flash and stuff do things like just go for the massive drops and still get around them, and it works. But I think some of the most successful things we've been seeing are Terran players who are able to make that sort of like half transition to mech, properly get siege tanks out, not just play bio against it, because it usually doesn't work.
Yeah, I think that's the way to respond to it, really. You know, it sounds really dumb, but there was a guy that I don't even remember his name, right? But he wasn't a pro player. We cast him like Koba or something. You remember that game where it was like, you know, oh, like this guy's totally got like Hendulus. It was Hendulus versus someone. But the Terran player was actually doing a surprisingly good job of like reacting to it, and he said like Hendo's kind of pulling with him, and like that's whatever. But like he did transition really fast into tanks, and that seems to be the best way to go into it. Is like to like they're going kind of halfsies, you know, like, you know, Needling Bling plus foremost. So you kind of go halfsies. It's
not like a first date. They didn't go halfsies on like.
They do. It is a first date, and they both went halfsies on it. They're like, well, I'll get some swarm hosts, and you get some tanks, okay? All right. And that's it.
Well, nice catch on the Overlord here out of Bunny. Knowing where Snute would be, really nice. Good way to start this off. Reaper's still dancing around right now looking for those links to come out, but he's got another clock's ticking, and there's going to be that speed at some point.
Yeah. So Bunny, he did get 4 Marines. He's going to have 6. He's going to do the drop, but these are really great positions to do the drop on. Snute should be well aware of this, though. Like, it's not a surprise. It's Nimbus, and it's these positions, and, well, it's a Terran. So, come on now.
Man, I kind of feel like Nimbus needs to be cross only sometimes. Like, it's just, I wouldn't say these spawn locations are super imba, but it's definitely that edge.
It is. It is. It just it adds too much to it, you know. Like, people complain about like, you know, things all the time, and sometimes like it might be a legitimate complaint, but on the other hand, it adds like variety. I mean, too much variety, like Dayless Point, is bad, but you know, some variety. I
know every single players against it because of how big it was, but I'd still petition to bring back Alderseam. I loved Alderseam.
Oh, please no. No. If you guys voted for Tal'Darim and that map voting contest, you'll be so freaking, like, you'll just be shocked at how small it is. You're gonna get into it and be like, oh my god, I remember this map is so big, and it's gonna be like not even, it's gonna be like half of Nimbus, I swear.
Did you see?
So tiny.
Did you see what I put in the Zelnaga Caverns thing for that thread? Wait, there's more?
No?
You need to go back and check out the map folder when you get a moment. I don't want to spoil it. Anyways, so yeah, the thing is the drops do go off as predicted. I think she brought a helling with it. You could elevate the other ones over if he wants. He's busy distracting everything here outside, so while he just kind of aim moves into that natural base, these hellions are kiting around to be controlled here so well by Bunny, and I guess this is kind of one of the things, like if you don't want to deal with Snoot's mid-game, the best way to do it is to kill him early.
I'm so surprised that Snute was caught so off guard. Now,
I mean, he only lost a drone. This hasn't been
right, because he took his drones away from the natural, but it's just like, even still, like the best defense we see is either like a Roach Warren, but more people have been throwing down Baneling Nest to really take care of it, you know, because it's hard micro for both sides, you know, so he has to pay attention to his Hellions, attacking the Hellions as well as defending his bases, and Bunny has to pay attention to not losing his Hellions and not losing the medevac. Once we're Crawler into Banelings. Oh, nice surround. Really great surround.
Snoot will clean up these first Hellies. This is kind of big because this is where the bulk of them was. He does unload some. He might be able to save the last two if he picks them up. Nah.
That was good. That was good. But still, like, Snoot. One Spore Crawler. Couple Banelings. We're just denied the natural from being, well, from being attacked. We're gonna kill that many drones.
Bunny's still going pretty heavy in the Hellions after this. I mean, we've seen him do some of the scariest Hellbat pushes in the game. Like, I really don't know any other Terran player I've sat there and seen and been like, wow, that was as scary as Bunny. But no armory in sight, so even though he's still pumping up the Hellions, I guess this is strictly just for the bit of links for the time being. The Marine's going to add a lot of DPS to this, and that's cool, but here comes the Banshee. I mean, this was already being a pain in the ass beforehand. The Banshee's going to make it even worse.
Yeah. Snoot is getting a Baneling Nest, but it's not quite ready. So, you know, obviously not gonna have Banelings ready for this. It's gonna make it more of a pain. He does have quite a number of Queens, but no Overseer.
Didn't take a couple of them out here. That's for sure. There's not enough transfusion in the world to stop this. Does get a couple good ones off, though. Dispersing the damage and equalizing, so to speak, but still pushes back, proving to be a bit of a pain. That Banshee still going strong here with that cloak. But out of energy and no more transfuses. Maybe one more, but he's gonna lose that quick before he can do so.
You know if there was an Overseer, he would have targeted down that Banshee first.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way with 5 Queens.
Absolutely.
Oh, this might just win him the game.
Bunny getting so aggressive in the early game. I'm loving these pushes. It's funny too because, you know, we had a Bunny versus Snute show match a while ago, right? And Bunny won that show match pretty one-sidedly from doing a lot of really aggressive pushes just like this. And I remember Snute kind of grimacing, saying like, you know, Bunny, it was supposed to be a show match, right? Not like a win some quick cash match. But it kind of feels like the same mentality he's pulling. Like, I mean, this aggressive move in the early game is dealing so much. It's still not even dealt with. It's still not over, and it might just end the game.
It might. Usually we see them kind of like, yeah, die slowly, but nope.
Well played. Bunny takes game number 1 from his teammate Snute. But it's a best of 3, guys. So put a smile on your face, buckle in, and we got, I don't know, it's so weird because there's some Zerg players out there we always criticize for getting like too many roaches in the early game, moving too fast to the Baneling Nest, where it's like Snoop kind of plays the exact opposite. Like, we see that guy always go, like, shoot for the moon, get 70 drones, 3 bases, rock and roll, right? Like, if he can hit his stride, it's almost impossible to knock Snoop down. And Bunny did, like, he basically tripped him at the start of the race. This is my analogy. We're running, apparently. But, like...
You run?
Oh, well, I'm running with the analogy now, that's for sure. Get in the game if you would, please.
Good one.
King Sejong. We map number 2, guys.